A pleasure to meet y'all at last, and welcome back to Hot Wheels Hilarity Special Delivery. We got ourselves yet another basic setup of cars, and I'm going to be unpackaging at this very moment. I got myself 8 cars here, along with a 5-pack of cars. In total, there are 13 cars that I've got here in today's episode. And of course, this 5-pack here represents another series of Batman-style cars that we have here. Along with all of the others here, we got ourselves a model that I have never seen before in stores. Though, I'm expecting this one to be kind of a doozy. We also got ourselves some realistic models in here that many people have had love towards. And so, let's just get on to the unboxing. The first model that we're going to be doing here for this episode is that we're going to be unpackaging Dunosaur. This is a whole new color of the model itself. It does look well compared to the last Dunosaur that I got, which is just a standard light blue color. It's got an orange base and a gold top on it and gray wheels. Next up, we got ourselves another new for 2018 model, which is Bogzilla. As you can see there, there's a new for 2018 sticker, and this one is in gold. Now the gold on this one kind of looks more Electrum, but compared to the last Bogzilla that I got, which was just a standard red color, I feel like this one might look much better than the red one that I had. Next up, we got ourselves a realistic model. This is the custom Datsun 240Z in a nice dark blue color, and it also says that it's best for track. Got lots of style going on with this kind of car here. I love that kind of color scheme. Here we got ourselves another fantasy model, which is also said to be best for track, called Head Starter. It's got a nice green color on it, and it does have wheels that stick out. Whoa! I was just saying that it had wheels that stuck out, so if you've seen race grooves, it might not be good for boosters. Next up, we got ourselves another realistic model. This is the 1969 Dodge Charger Daytona. Also says that it's best for track. That flame design looks pretty impressive. We got blue and white flames along with a black body. Here we have ourselves another fantasy model in a new color. This one is called Sandivore, and the color in this one is green, which is especially new for this lineup. I like that kind of shade of green. It's an apple sort of green. Here we have ourselves another car that is said to be best for track. This is from the Super Chromes edition. This is Skydome. It's got red and chrome and black all over it, and that's an especially well made combo. Here we got ourselves a car from the Looney Tunes series, and this one is Bubble-matic, which represents Marvin the Martian. I have not seen this kind of model around before, so I know for sure that I could expect to have something go wrong with this. It looks to be high profile in the back because of the bubble-shaped canopy. I don't know how that's going to affect anything. And lastly, we have ourselves the Batman 5-pack, which is labeled City. And of course, You can see the model names written on the back, and it also has the copyright date, of which that it has a copyright date of 2015. So you expect this one to be older than all of the other ones. So, coming out of the package, we have ourselves all 5 of them. The first one we have here is the Batcopter, which does have spinning rotors, and it does have small wheels on the bottom. As you can see, the rotor does move not so smoothly at first. The wheels on the bottom right there are kind of similar to Wild Thing, so I probably shouldn't expect this one to do well. Next up we have ourselves the Batmobile. Now this is another type of Batmobile. This is not the same as with any others. This is from the 2004 edition of the Batmobile lineup. It does have 2 red canopies, and it does have 4 large wheels and a nice big wing on the back. Next up we have ourselves the Gotham City Police Department Ford Fusion. Now this is not entirely the newer Ford Fusion, but it's rather an older Ford Fusion from the 2000s. Up next we have ourselves Midnight Auto, which is decorated to represent the character the Penguin. It's nice in gold, and it does have the penguin on the sides. And it's got a nice smooth top, and I really kind of like the texture, the kind of glossy finish that they go on. It feels very smooth and a bit soft. And finally we have ourselves So Fine. This is another fantasy model that I've been looking forward to getting, and this car represents the Joker with purple and light green all over the body and the base. It does have the Joker written on the sides. Here we are. This is the layout that I'm going to be using for today's episode of Special Delivery. You can see that there are kicker loops, high banked curves, and only low banked curves at the very end. The low banked curves are going to serve, "Hi Choo Choo, how are you doing today? You come to watch the layout?" Right, as I was saying, this layout does feature many different things on here, and we got all the cars lined up over here, and so I'm just hoping that any of these cars can make it to the end whatsoever. But I am going to be using this launcher right here, and it's not the loadable launcher that you use by pushing down on the pad. This is the one that is loaded with a spring and a rubber band used to actuate it and launch cars forward. So with all that being said, let's expect some greatness to come out of this layout. And you still have Choo Choo in the background. The first model that we're going to use for this layout is the Batcopter. And the Batcopter doesn't make it. Next we're going to use Bogzilla. I had to use my hand because it wouldn't fit in the launcher. And that's how far Bogzilla wants to go. Next we're going to use Midnight Auto. Let's try it again. It appears Midnight Auto has made it to the end. Let's try Skydome. As it turns out, it's kind of a bad roller. Yeah, you see what I mean? It just drags somehow. That's as far as it'll go. Let's try Bubble-Matic next. And now Bubble-Matic makes it to the end. Here comes the '69 Dodge Charger Daytona. To the end, the Daytona makes it. Let's see how Sandivore does. Oh, there we are. How about Dunosaur? Whoa, slides right off the track. And now Dunosaur makes it to the end. were close. And you're out. How about the custom Datsun? Well, you were close, but that wasn't good enough. Let's try So Fine. You know, that's as far as it's going to go. Now let's try the Ford Fusion. And it makes it to the end. Lastly, we have ourselves the Batmobile. Well done, Batmobile. Well, looks like we got ourselves a nice amount of cars that made it to the end, including Dunosaur and the Ford Fusion, as well as Bubble-Matic and the '69 Dodge Charger Daytona. So, that was a pretty darn good run. Head Starter, the 240Z, Sky Dome, So Fine, Sandivore, the Backhopter, and Bogzilla did not have a swell time on this kind of layout. And so, that just about clears up this episode. And if you want to check out more, stay tuned, because I know there's going to be more to come.